What's up, guys? Nate Petrosky from Narrowway Homestead coming at you with a spring update. I've got so much stuff going on that I just can't divide it and put it in little short format videos. It's just going to have to be a little bit longer. Obviously, I've been making changes recently. Got rid of the camper, the carport that was on the driveway, got moved over here. There's going to be a garage going up here this summer, but that's not all. There's a lot more. I don't know if anybody's heard of Will Survives. I'm pretty sure a lot of people on my channel also watch his channel. Well, he basically has been doing a bushcraft style of homesteading, and this is the second time since I've been following him that he ended up not being able to be on the property where he was building. So I threw him an Instagram message, invited him to come out here, and didn't really think much about it. And then a little while later, turns out he's like, hey, I'd like to do that. So sounds like Will Survives is coming out here. This leads me into the next project I have going, which is I have purchased a second homestead. It has a very rundown building on it. I'll throw up some clips of it here. I don't have a lot of footage of it at the moment, but it's 3.5 acres, got a rundown building. I'm closing on it in a couple weeks, hopefully. If for some reason that doesn't work out, I got stuff Will can do on this homestead, but either way, I've got plenty of stuff for him to do if he wants to. Building a homestead school, if you will, has been something I really want to do. And I figured, hey, I'm just going to buy a smaller property to start with, fix it up into a cute little homestead, sell it, and then take those funds and put it into a larger section of raw land, and then be able to actually do some kind of homestead school. It's a long-term dream. We'll see how long it takes to actually come to fruition, but I'll just keep working on it as time and opportunity allows. Obviously, I've got a house to build because I've got a really cool living quarters situation in my storage shed, but that's only, I'd like to hang out in there for a couple years, but not have it be my permanent home. I'd rather have a actual home. So that's something that'll be happening too, alongside of everything else. I'm going to go over my garage and the solar, and then I'll get into a little bit more about Will Survives and that second homestead. But the garage that I'm planning to put here, it's going to be 28 by 40. It's basically just going to be a long garage, and I'm thinking that I want to have a traditional large 2-bay door on the front of it, but in the back I want to have a single bay door. It'll kind of be along those solar panels, and then ATVs and miscellaneous stuff like that can run in there. The other thing I'm working on, I don't know if it's going to happen this year, is I'm redesigning the solar power. It's been working great. It's got golf cart batteries, 16 of them in there. I'm just using more power than I kind of anticipated, partially from being on social media. I never really planned to run live streams all the time and do a bunch of stuff, but I'm just using more power than, I'm using my system right to the limits. We'll just say that. It'd be nice to upgrade this array. Lumber was expensive during the whole COVID time, so I kind of cheaped out on it. It's not going to hold up forever, so those panels are going to either get a new array or be put on the garage itself. Haven't totally decided. I'm researching other stuff just to try to see if I want to work on that this fall into the winter. But first I want to get the garage up, get that squared away. I'm going to end up hiring a company to do that. All right, back to this other homestead, and Will Survives. Will does survive. I've been following him since late 22, I think, when he was building a really cool cabin on federal land. Obviously that didn't work out. The park rangers or whoever has authority there found out about it, said he's got to return it back to how it was or whatever, and then Will was looking for land again. Well, he's a younger guy. I believe he's in his early 20s. Just kind of starting out, real ambitious fella. He's done some really cool stuff. Anyway, he went out to, I believe, New Mexico, and got permission on someone else's land to build up a cool homestead. And he was mostly doing it for practice, experience, fun. Somehow that didn't work out. The person that owned the land either didn't really own the land or had some kind of bizarre lease thing. I have no idea. We'll go into all that. That's all his business. But anyway, long story short, he's not able to stay there. Will he be able to return? I don't know. Some kind of weird scenario. People ask me all the time about rent to own stuff and everything, and I just get property in your name. If you can't get a bank loan yet, like, work towards being able to do that, or work towards getting enough money to purchase land outright, or do something. Some people are really squirrely. But anyway, this whole idea of Will coming and working on my homestead just to turn around and leave again, that's gonna be the plan. And if he's going to be improving a property of mine, he's gonna get paid for it. He's gonna get compensated. I don't believe in having somebody work on your property and they don't get something in return that you both agree on. So he's not gonna be coming here and just like donating a year of labor and then me saying, hey, you're out of here. Like that's bogus. The guy needs a break. So it's gonna hopefully be a stepping stone in his adventure of life, and he can save money. He can keep all of his social media stuff. Like that's all his. I don't need my fingers in any of that. It's all his. So hopefully he can double dip. I pay him to do things and he makes content on it, and he can get paid twice for doing one thing. That'd be perfect, and hopefully it'll get him a leg up. Hopefully he can save up for whatever he wants to do. I'm assuming he wants to go buy his own property and do his own thing, because that's what I wanted to do. So hopefully that can be a stepping stone in him achieving his goals. And I'm tired of seeing the dude draw the short stick all the time. So it's not a charity thing at all. All I'm doing is gonna provide a stepping stone, and he can step on it, pull himself up by his bootstraps, earn everything he wants to. And you know, that's what I want to do with this whole homestead school, is to just give people some tools to equip themselves, maybe help them save some money, and be able to go off and do what it is they want to do. Some people need a transition phase, and I'd like to be a transition phase that everybody's like, you know what, I'm glad I took that step and went that way. And then they can feel proud of their accomplishments and move on. And you know, for some reason Will really wants to stay in this area, I'll totally help him find his very own property that only his name's on the deed. If he wants to buy that other homestead off of me, we can totally talk about that. Again, I want to fix it up to a certain extent, flip it, and get something bigger, better, and kind of do a similar thing, and just turn it into a school where people can come for a couple weeks, up to maybe 3 months at a time, learn how to do solar, rainwater collection, certain building methods, all kinds of stuff. And they can just kind of get a real hands-on experience. And I'll end up having somebody live on the property who can just oversee the whole thing. No idea who, no idea what. You know, these are all kind of things that are just going to have to fall into place. But if I could find somebody that's an older couple that's been homesteading for a while, and just want to kind of share their knowledge and sit back, I can go over and, you know, help guide everything or help out with the place. But hopefully the place will just kind of run itself, and this older couple will be able to teach people at the same time, get some assistance in keeping the whole homestead together. So that whole idea might change. It's hard to say. I need something that's going to work and be drama free, and you know, I'm not going to bring in a bunch of people to just like make a commune and have 30 people planning to live there for the rest of their lives and build their forever home. Lots of people try that. I don't know how many people have been successful at it, but I see failure stories all over the place, and I'd like to not join them in running some kind of like failed multi-family living situation. So I think most people that want to do this lifestyle want their own land, and if I can somehow provide assistance or be a stepping stone for people to get there, I think that's awesome. And so hopefully I can start here with Will Survives and give him a opportunity, a break, and you know, whenever he decides he's ready for the next thing, he can go on to it. And I'd really like to see that dude have his own property in his name. Nobody can take it from him. I think that's his goal. I'd love to see that for him. That would be so cool. And hopefully I can provide him with an opportunity that's going to allow him to pursue that. In the meantime, if for some reason that property doesn't close, there's plenty of stuff to do on this homestead. I'm not normally going to bring folks out to my personal homestead to do stuff, but I totally will for Will, because he survives. He'll do great. And I know he wants his own property eventually anyway, so If for some reason that other homestead doesn't close, it'd be crazy. I mean, everything is good to go. As long as nothing really stupid comes up. Property should be in my name shortly, and it'll be fully paid off, because I don't like the whole loans thing. I just don't do loans. I've had to do loans, and if I have to do loans again, I will, but like, I've got to be really, really desperate, and it's got to be my only choice. Then I'll do loans, but buying a second property, no, not doing that. But yeah, that property has a schoolhouse on it, an old one-room schoolhouse. It's been converted into a house. Got to be completely gutted. I'll get everything out of it, get a new roof on it. Probably put up a garage next to it, do chicken coop, some livestock fencing, a garden plot, get all that stuff all set so it just looks like a really cool little homestead, little starter homestead. Shouldn't have any trouble passing that on to somebody that wants to homestead and have their own land. It's just not big enough to do a homestead school on the scale I'm thinking of, although I could if I really wanted to. We'll just see what happens, but you can't really go wrong with buying land. It's in a great location. It's rural, but yet everything around it is built up pretty nice, except for the parts that are just like straight woods and trees and gorgeous wildlife. So it's gonna be cool. I got a ton of stuff in the works. Hopefully it all works out here. Will needing a place to stay, and me having an extra project, it seems like that's one of those life circumstances that worked out really well. So he should be here before too long, and it'll be fun to see all the adventures. So anyway, his channel is Will Survives. He's here on YouTube. It's on TikTok, Instagram. I'm of course on all those places too. This video will just stick with YouTube. I'll shoot people over here from the other platforms rather than trying to put all this into a million little short clips. So anyway, that's the spring update. That's what's happening at Narrowway Homestead. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe and follow along on the journey. I'm sure Will and I will do some content together, and it should be a good time and should be productive and gonna be fun. So thanks for watching, guys.